first and foremost, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here today, obviously at the Ampol State of Origin, game one of the series. A sellout tonight, which was absolutely amazing. Also a big welcome to both Freddie and Teddy as well too. Freddie, I'll start with you. The pace of the start of the game was definitely out of this world for the State of Origin.
Yeah, we're getting feedback early about the ball in play and all those sort of stats, and Origin never surprises like that, where it's just high tempo and held a skelter, and they did really well. They lost a winger and they still managed to keep rhythm with what they were doing, and there's some things that can knock you about, but it was a high paced game, and I think start of Origin always like that.
Teddy, the first try from Jack Whiten, it looked like you guys were going to be on a roll from there on.
Yeah, I felt like our first half was really good. I feel like got over the line a couple of times and a few disallowed, and then they sort of got one against the run of play, which was disappointing. And then I feel like in the second half we had a couple of opportunities, didn't make the most of it, and they had one or two and made the most of it. So that was the game.
I'll open it up to media.
Ready to feel a little bit like Queensland, maybe only a couple of big moments a little bit better tonight?
Not sure. Although they won the ruck, although they did a really good job there. So Munster come up with a couple of valuable steals at crucial times. But outside that, I think once we generated some speed, I thought we looked pretty strong, and I think generally they just won the ruck, took some time out of that. Well, I think playing off slow rucks was pretty hard thing to do. So, that's the answer.
Why was that for you? Why do you think they won the ruck?
I just think they did a good job. They got in tight and they held on, and Ashley didn't want to give penalties away. Then we got a penalty with 17 minutes to go. Was the first penalty. So, I think they did a great job. They worked hard there, and they definitely won the ruck.
Origin doesn't normally have a lot of penalties, but do you think maybe tonight there could have been a few more just to free them up a little bit?
Well, we should have done a better job. So we should have held them down longer. Simple. We didn't really get a hold of it. Our TV was actually playing up in the box, so I didn't get a look at it.
It can be a pretty game of inches at times, but you had a try or pull back the forward pass, they get a try sort of close to half time. Freddie, Teddy, you questioned where Carlton slipped that ball hit the ground, because that could have been line ball. The sort of calls that can decide a footy game.
Be interesting, the reports on. I thought Junior Paulo's one we're getting held into the scrum as well. So be interesting to speak to Jared and his view on the ball going forward and Junior Paulo being held. I think you were questioning the ref about that. But at the end of the day, it didn't. I don't know if it made the difference in the game.
Do you think one of the differences was not having the X factor of Latrell and Tommy Turbo?
Could have been. They're good players. So, everyone likes to have the stars, and when they're in form, then they create opportunities. But at the end of the day, it'd be pretty hard being a centre in how we played today and with the pace of our play of the balls.
How do you fix that for the next game?
We work hard, mate. Work hard, make it a real focus.
Freddie, you got an update on Tony's game?
I think it's like a cork to his shoulder. So I don't think it's... we're hoping it's not anything else, but I think it's just a cork.
What about in terms of Cameron Munster? Freddie, you spoke to you spoke about on the match eve about controlling Cameron Munster. He was probably the difference tonight.
Yeah, he was dangerous. I feel like they sort of played how we wanted to play. Harry Grant was, had a quick ruck. Harry Grant was getting out, and Munster and Cherry Evans, playing off the back of that. So I felt like, as Freddie said, they dominated our ruck and created opportunities, and we just didn't do enough of that.
Did it feel a little bit disjointed with the half end game?
No, I felt like we were coming out of our own end really well. Like Freddie said, we were sort of going one out to a spot to try and create a play when we weren't pushing for each other on that play to create that quick ruck. So we spoke about it, but I felt like it was just a bit too one out, and then we're trying to play plays off the back of that with no ruck speed, and it's hard to find space off the back of that.
Do you feel Queensland able to make the right styles? Was it a Queensland, or was it the fact that the game was potentially not officiated the same way it was last year at the game?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. As there was no penalties, so they were probably holding us down for the extra second, and yeah, it didn't allow us to free that space around the ruck and play with that freedom that we wanted to. So yeah, that's what it felt like. We just didn't have much space or quick rucks to play on the back of.
Did it feel like as well when you guys sort of went away from structure in that last 20 minutes that you started to ask him more questions?
Yeah, definitely. I think we were playing footy that last 10, 20 and we were creating opportunities, and we just didn't execute on the back of it. I feel like they only had a couple of opportunities, then they scored points off it, and we didn't. So that was probably the difference in the end.
Freddie, 16 of Queensland's 22 series wins have come after winning game 1. How significant is this task?
Jeez, it's tough to go through the maths at the moment, but it's always tough, If you lose the first one, obviously you're up against it. So we've got to travel to Perth. We have a week preparation there, and then obviously we've got to win it in Queensland. So winning the game there last year will give us a lot of confidence at Suncorp, but it's a good challenge.
After a loss, there's always a reaction and calls for changes. Way too early to consider.
I think it's pretty early. Cool.
Freddie, but before you go, sorry, there's a couple of fan questions that
Oh.
we just asked you guys.
All right.
A couple of them have been asked, so you're out of the woods there. Tough one. I can't dilute this question, but what was the biggest thing that the team got wrong tonight?
What we got wrong? The speed of our play of the ball.
Okay, you're welcome, whoever just asked that. Second up, you talk about last minute plays. There's a picture on the wall in the gym, 79-28, I think it is. Were you happy with that last minute play that sort of came from the Blues camp tonight?
We had a couple of cracks late. I thought Jack Wyden had an enormous game. Down the left, he nearly got his arm free. I think Teddy or someone else was on the inside. So there was nearly opportunity for to take the game into extra time, but wasn't to be. And but not through the lack of trying.
All right, well, game 1 of the series, 2 more to go. We'll let you guys get back into the sheds and
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.